our first speaker is not new to the TechTrends program. She is a Filipino serial entrepreneur and an angel investor. She is the founder and CEO of multi-awarded world-class companies, Block Tides and Place War. A scholar graduate of Draper University for blockchain and entrepreneurship powered by Tezos, she is currently an advisor for many blockchain and tech companies. Ms. Myrtle has helped hundreds of companies to benefit and transform their business to disrupt, adjust, or scale by utilizing the latest technological tools and products or helping to build from scratch. To discuss Web 3.0, the Metaverse, and decentralized autonomous organizations in revolutionizing blockchain innovation, let us welcome the CEO and founder of Block Tides, Ms. Myrtle Ramos.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you po.
Yeah, so it's been a long time since I actually done a virtual session, since last year, I think. So yeah, so let's go ahead and keep learning, guys. So I'll just share my screen one moment, and I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. I know the world is open now, but of course, let us all keep safe in everything and everywhere. All right. So let me just go ahead and share my screen. Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am. We can now see your screen po.
Okay, one moment. All right. So I'll be tackling about revolutionizing blockchain innovation, exploring the power of Web3, Metaverse, and DAO. So basically, since the last year, if you can actually watch again all of the tracks that the ICT made, and ICT, of course, you can learn more about the basics. But this one is quite not really advanced, but of course, for us to explore more depths of what we're doing here in the space. Okay, so this one we will tackle about, of course, the introduction. We've all heard about blockchain technology, a groundbreaking revolution that is taking place, especially when the gaming revolution last 2021 happened, right? So gaming actually transformed into many ways, which of course gamers can actually earn. And right now, did you know a fun fact that you can actually earn by tweeting as well? So these are the revolutionary examples that I can actually share to you guys, and I'll talk about that later. But of course, it's important for us to do an introduction about Web3, Metaverse, and DAOs. So Web3 Metaverse, way back 2017 when I joined the blockchain space, it came actually when it comes to ICOs. So ICOs, guys, is initial coin offerings, and then it happened initial decentralized offerings, DEX offerings, sorry. And then now we are actually doing INOs, which is initial NFT offerings. So what are those? So if you're familiar with the traditional corporations like doing IPOs, making companies public is similar here. So watch the catch here. Of course, everyone can participate anonymously, or of course, you can do KYC on both ends. Like for example, in Binance, I'm not promoting Binance, but you can participate when it comes to the launch pads, when it comes to supporting new projects, okay? So decentralization, transparency, and of course, community governance. So I will emphasize here community governance because, you know, the most important here and what's different on our space is, of course, community. So the power of community is what we're actually highlighting here, because of course, even in the people from Africa can participate. It's very hard if you'll actually research more about Africa, they don't have financial access there. So Web3, Metaverse, and DAOs are making it possible for us to include everyone. Even actually DynaQuest's purpose when it comes to including indigenous people, I can still remember supporting them about that. And still now I will highlight that. And basically inclusion is very important here. And this is what's highlighting about blockchain powered future. So of course, Web3 Metaverse, this is the next evolution of the internet. So if you're familiar, they're all talking about internet. You can read, write in the Web 2.0, but the catch here, only the corporate and of course, rich people, the corporate people who's actually seated there are the ones who has access. But this one is different in Web 3.0. Actually, there's already a 4.0 that they're making a trend now. So it's the inclusion of AI. We're all used to and know and familiarized now with ChatGPT that can help in many things. But of course, I will highlight here that there's a lot of emerging technologies already, not just AI. Okay. And then, of course, I will highlight here the importance of decentralized autonomous organizations because this one is basically the nature of blockchain. And of course, not everyone are not what do you call this, being an advocate. There's still organizations in overseas that I saw that they're trying to actually centralizing everything. So you can actually wait for uh my article in Cointelegraph and Forbes about that. So I will discuss about the centralization and decentralization nature. But of course, the importance here is, of course, the decentralized autonomous organizations. So these organizations are governed by smart contracts on the blockchain. So I will discuss also the perfect example of which real use case available already for us to actually explore. And of course, this one, our decisions are basically made collectively. So, for example, everyone here in our Zoom meeting, everyone has the right to vote. And there's no single entity or authority to do that. And that'll be fun, basically, when it comes to the voting system that we have, right? So, of course, understanding the blockchain revolution, you can actually watch the previous videos that the ICT has, so you can understand more about decentralized digital ledgers and records, and of course NFTs. So the industries, this is not just limited to financial industry, because we are all used to with the news recently that Gcash is also opting for exchange, right? We all know Coins PH, and of course here, supply chain, healthcare, and more by removing the third party. So of course, this one enhances efficiency and trust. And of course, here, we are going to explore the power of Web3. If you're all familiar with Apple launching a VR, so it's already happening and it's quite pricey, guys. So we all know that. So it's around $3,000+. And basically, I hope that this can offer Web3 and blockchain behind it. And of course, the mixed reality that we all know, we can participate like in Sandbox. You can search that because it's in collaboration with Roblox, which our children are actually are using. And of course, interconnectivity. So when it comes to data, technically speaking, collaboration across different platforms and applications is already happening. So for example, guys, 2018, you cannot actually invest or participate in a project unless you're a middle class. Based on experience, it's running on Ethereum and DAO. So with that, basically you need like more dollars or more Ethereum for you to be able to participate. But now there's a lot of blockchains being built. For example, Polygon, for example, Binance blockchain, Solana, we all have that. So those are the different kinds of blockchains. And of course, there's different networks as well. So what are the role of DAOs in blockchain innovation? So this one, again, I said earlier that this one is not basically controlled by a single entity because, in the old traditional way that we are all familiar with, for example, in your organization, you have the say, for example, for a project. So you want to approve a project, but of course, this member has the authority for him to approve this, even if you don't like it. But of course, when it comes to you implementing a DAO or a technical aspect of your organization for you to be able to vote fairly, DAO can definitely help that. So it's all about this one when it comes to the benefits of Web3. And of course, what's important also is for us to add the fun fact. It enhances social interactions. So this one, there's a lot of virtual spaces already happening, being built where people can connect, socialize, and collaborate. You know, during lockdown, we all know that it's transcending all physical boundaries, and it's still happening right now. And we're actually waiting for the next big thing again in the metaverse. So, of course, this one created a lot of opportunities when it comes to people as well, such as content creation. There's a lot of people already having jobs for content creation, entrepreneurship. I found my space here. I found my purpose in basically helping companies. Now, before I'm an events, I started out as an events organizer, but basically now I do invest in companies as well. And yeah, when it comes to this, of course, you can enhance your skills. It depends on what you want, what you need in your life when it comes to creating possibilities in this space. So, I'm going to talk about the real world applications of Web3 Metaverse. It's very important for us to actually know this because for us to really understand what's happening or metaverse, it's just hype, it's just this, it's just that. Blockchain is the future. Everyone is saying that. But when it comes to enhancing everything, when it comes to promoting, not really promoting, but of course informing everyone that it's already happening, you don't really need to know that it's run by blockchain technology or a DAO. You can definitely use an application now without knowing that it's run by blockchain technology. And of course, the healthcare sector is already booming, and especially real estate, especially when it comes to NFTs. You'll never know when, if, for example, there's a new application, you can participate actually in searching for your next house or next condo for you to be able to buy NFTs. And at the same time, we're building right now something for the pet industry. So that's what I'm busy at right now. So it's for the pet industry as well. So I'll be talking about that later. But of course, the real world applications of this Web 3.0 and DAOs, there's a lot. So gaming industry, you can see there the immersive virtual worlds already that happening. So the central land, sandbox, and a whole lot more. And of course, in the healthcare sector, not just limited in the gaming industry, you can see here virtual spaces already that you can consult for doctors already. So that's what we're going to do when it comes to pets. So it's very important for us to address this. And we all know the problem when it comes to the pet industry that you can actually not look for a proper doctor for your pets. We all have pets. We all have cats and dogs. And if it's implemented in the blockchain and of course a new app that can revolutionize everyone's lifestyle, it can definitely help us, right? So of course, in the medical research collaboration, it's not limited also for this virtual spaces that I'm talking about, but this can also share data. If you're all familiar that the DOST actually trained 80 plus people inside the organization, is a groundbreaking stuff that's already happening. So when it comes to this, of course, virtual classrooms, the metaverse can offer virtual classrooms. I'm not yet familiar if there's already happening here in the Philippines when it comes to the virtual classroom, because we are all used to with the LMS. We call it LMS, my daughter's way back during pandemic. That's what they're actually using. But if we can actually implement a cool, fun way, like a virtual classroom for everyone, is fun. I hope that there's no another lockdown again. So this one is a real use case that we can implement as well. And of course, when it comes to education, we can definitely go ahead and do virtual simulation. It's already happening in the real estate industry, guys. So you can actually go ahead and experience virtual simulation just by you actually scouting for your next condo or house. All right. And of course, arts, you can actually do that as well. So I'm going to emphasize the next real use case when it comes to decentralized autonomous organization. So this one is basically can serve a platforms collectively for everyone, decision making, transparency, and of course, community participation in project funding, protocol governance, and of course, organizational management. It's very important for us to highlight this, and this is a new way that the Web3 is offering for everyone for the solution to solve, of course, the things that we don't know. We all crave for transparency. We all crave for control, but it's important for us to actually highlight the fairness that the people actually deserve. And of course, the real world applications of DAOs. So MakerDAO, if you can search that, you can definitely go ahead and search that. So this application is basically operates in DAI stable coin. So what are stable coins? Stable coins are basically a cryptocurrency that the price is pegged by something. For example, USDT, USDC is pegged by the US dollar. So this one has a DAI. So it's also a cryptocurrency that the price is not moving. It's not volatile, guys. So the DAO here, so the token holders, for example, I owned a DAI. So I am allowed to participate in the decision-making process. So regarding the stability of the stable coin. And of course, all of us, for example, Miss Emmy, Miss Gail, Faye, actually holds DAI as well. So they are part of being a stakeholder on MakerDAO already. And of course, it's not possible in the traditional corporations, right? Some stakeholders are just people with many money and the rich guys. But here, it's enabling fairness when it comes to you just owning a piece of DAI. You can definitely go ahead and do a decision-making process and vote for this already. And of course, the other one, this one is perfect when it comes to the national voting system that we have. I hope that this can be implemented as well. So this one is being, what I call this, in talks for the past years already, and basically implementing blockchain in our national voting mechanism. So Aragon is one of them. And basically, it's making possible when it comes to voting mechanisms, when it comes to the fairness of the ecosystem that they have. So everyone basically in the ecosystem of blockchain has its own community, and everyone has a say as long as you actually hold something that they require. So that's the one that I mentioned earlier. If you actually hold DAI, you have a say to the ecosystem already. And of course, DAO Stack. What is DAO Stack? So basically, DAO Stack is a framework. So framework is the tools that we all need in building all of this that I'm talking about. So when it comes to this, it's a community-driven organization that basically manages all of the development. For example, I hold something when it comes to Genesis DAO. So of course, when it comes to the development, for example, here, the development here is not working. So I will not vote on that. And of course, when it comes to the proposals, for example, my team actually sent me a proposal for his project, but it's not really sustainable. I can actually not vote for that. And also the rest of the community members of your organization. It's all possible using DAOs. And of course, what are the challenges and potential solutions? So if you're a builder, if you're a founder, if you're an organization leader, you can definitely go ahead and consider implementing this. It's not a requirement, but I'm just highlighting the importance of basically the beauty behind all of this. If you're the kind of person that really craves for transparency, inclusivity for your members, why not do this? Because this one offers collaborative efforts among not just us, of course, developers, regulators, and of course, industry participants. Just imagine our Senate actually have a DAO. So this one can be seen by everyone, not in a bad way, but of course, for us to provide transparency when it comes to the decision making and passing a bill. So that's just a an opportunity that I'm actually highlighting, that it's possible when we can implement that in all organizations. In all country, it can change a whole country as well. And of course, the challenges again, it's scalability. So there's a lot of people using this already. And of course, the potential solutions, including layer two solutions. So guys, what are layer two solutions? The best analogy for this, so layer zero is basically, if you know a cake, right? We all eat cake. So layer zero is basically the foundation, and then the layer one is basically the bread of the cake, and layer two is basically the icing. So that's how it works when it comes to this. And of course, when it comes to privacy and security, we must all enhance privacy and protecting cyber threats. I know we now have like a new sector. I don't know if it's an organization actually promoting cybersecurity here in the Philippines, and I hope that they can actually look into this as well. So this can help when it comes to identity management. I know that you're all familiar with what's happening with our SIM cards. That my number is being exposed to a lot of people already. But I hope that we can secure our identity when it comes to using this platform or technology. And of course, the decentralized storage. This can definitely address those concerns. So I'm on my last part. So I'll just do a conclusion. So this one reshapes our reality and it's already happening. And I hope we can implement this DAO when it comes to our systems here in the Philippines, as well as for the businesses actually providing goods for the consumers. It can also help. And it's all possible using DAOs. So these are the possibilities when it comes to the implications in Web3. And of course, this allows anyone to create and share. Just imagine before in YouTube, all of the people that has many followers are just the one making money. In gaming, all of the people who's pro players joining tournaments are the ones who's actually having a compensation by joining tournaments. But here, it's already being implemented. You can just definitely play a game, farm, and you can earn. And it's really possible. And I hope that all of the builders out there can secure first regulations, can abide first with regulations per country. So there's no problem. And of course, economic opportunities. This can definitely help when it comes to the economy. This is the importance that I want to highlight as well, because it's not just about cryptocurrencies, but it's also, again, what Miss Emmy actually said earlier. It's all about collaborative effort. And this one can definitely go ahead and foster innovation and economic growth as well. And of course, guys, so the conclusion, this immense potential in revolutionizing how we interact online and govern organizations. And I hope all organizations are actually going to consider this. And at the same time, we are more connected, we are more fair, and of course, we are more inclusive in the decentralized digital future. Thank you so much, everyone.